Hi guys, this is Bridget and Julia from Notch and Swatch to give you the rundown on all the tools that you need to get started with sewing.
The first thing you're going to want to look for is a good pair of sewing shears or scissors. Both words are acceptable.
There are a lot of different brands. Fiskars and Gingers are the most popular and very readily available at all retail stores.
We love to use the Gingers. You buy them once, you're never going to buy them again because they can be taken apart and sharpened, which is a very important part of sewing scissors. If you buy a Fiskars or lower end brand, just look for a screw so that they can come apart and be sharpened.
The next thing you want is a really good pair of snips. They come in all different shapes and sizes.
The most important thing is you want to keep them nearby when you're sewing.
And good sewists keep their projects tidy by snipping threads on the inside.
And I always love to keep mine on a necklace, which is slightly dangerous because they're crazy sharp, but it always means I'm snipping my threads. Very important. Another bonus cutting tool is a rotary cutter. Extremely helpful, also not for children. They come in different shapes and sizes as well. You'll also need a cutting mat, which was what we laid all our tools out at the beginning of the video, but not necessary to get started. A good pair of scissors is most important.
So the next tool that's absolutely essential are hand sewing needles. Not every project can be finished by machine, and hand sewing needles allow for a lot of control that machines can't offer. An added bonus is that you can take your project on the go, no electricity required.
Which leads us to your obviously next important project tool, thread. Thread comes in different weights, it comes in different content. We would suggest that you always start with all-purpose polyester. Big note here, everybody loves to thrift shop and everybody loves to go to antique stores and go to flea markets. Do not buy secondhand thread. Unless it looks like it was bought within the past year, old thread breaks, just does not work. So all-purpose polyester is a great place to start.
The next most important tool you'll need are machine needles. They also come in all different shapes and sizes for the different projects that you're working on. Surprise! But the best ones that you can get to start out are the Universal 9014s. The most important tool that a sewist can have is a seam ripper! They come in all different shapes and sizes. Just find one that you like best.
And everybody makes mistakes, so get yourself a seam ripper because that's how you fix them. So the next tool you're going to need are pins. Yay, pins. What you are on the lookout for are quilting pins or straight pins. Really anything that has a little hat. So these have little balls. If you're beginning, you want to err on the longer side. They're easier to use, and I find kids always find it easier to sew and pin with longer pins.
If they become dull or bent through use, it's very good practice to toss them and use sharp straight ones, as that can damage your fabric.
It's just best. Also, as you can see, we have metal pin dishes here. I got these at Harbor Freight for like $2. If you go to the quilting store or the fabric store, they often charge you like 10 times that for a magnetic pin dish. Also, there are the tomatoes that everybody loves.
Classic.
And what else? We use wrist pin cushions. We also make magnetic wrist pin cushions. So really anything, you can keep it in its original box, but these are very helpful. The next tool you're going to need is something to measure with. This is a hard plastic quilting ruler, a little hard to see because it's clear. This is a measuring tape.
I just have a standard 12-inch metal ruler and a seam gauge. So these tools are really important because you will use them, a variety of them, on your projects to measure not only your body but also your projects as you're working on them. Our next tool on the list are markers. There's a bunch of different kinds of marking tools that you can get. And you use them at different stages throughout your project. I have in my hand here 2 different kinds of water-soluble markers and Taylor's chalk in wedge form.
This is also a little click wheel of Taylor's chalk. It comes in a powdered form and it can be refilled, which is really great. These are everybody's favorite friction pens. It's Frixion. These will go away when you iron them. And when in doubt, a good old pencil. Last, but certainly not least, you will need a good iron. This is a high-end gravity feed model. This is your basic Sunbeam. Amazon, $25–30, as long as it gets hot. Also, you will need a ironing board.
And if you're pressed for space, You can get a mini ironing board. They're perfect for apartments or if you don't have a dedicated sewing area. And every good sewist presses as they sew.
And those are your basic tools to get started. If you have any questions or have a tool you can't live without, please share in the comments. And happy sewing!
Oh. Yay! Yay!
Please do.
That was pretty good. I think so. It was good. All right.